Everywhere we go where there's a piano, he looks at me and he says, "Hey, Dad, I want to go play the piano." Well, he's 10 years old. He started playing when he was 6. His passion is classical music.
At first I was playing drums when I was like 5. I'm like, hey, this doesn't work out for me. I'm trying to find a new instrument. The piano was just right there in front of me. I'm like, I wonder if the piano could help me. So
it is wonderful, and we love listening to it. If I could have just sneaked in some jazz or big band, I just would have.
Oh, I have one jazz.
One jazz? That would be great.
The Peanuts theme.
It makes a nice ring with the hustle and bustle and the dishes clanging. Makes it more enjoyable.
I loved the music. It's so energetic.
He is very poised.
It gives such a nice feel to the holiday.
They always come up to me and they say, "Have you been playing since you're like, what, 1?"
And I was absolutely amazed when I saw how young he was.
I mean, they try to look over the piano and see, it's like, is that really a boy?
What's he gonna be when he's 20?
Is he faking? Every time I play this, it makes them feel happy and leave with a smile on their face.
And to have Mr. Lord playing for us added to the evening, it's a beautiful day, and we have so much to be blessed for.
Well, I am a spray paint artist. It was something I picked up as a hobby as a young teenager. Always had a passion for performing arts. Everything gets created on the spot. It's all about creativity. Now, the reason why I do cosmic themes, I grew up watching the Super Friends, the superheroes. And there's a channel that we all have that just kind of opens up when you're in your correct element. And all the images just kind of float right through. So I kind of mixed both ideas, spray paint building colors, and then scraping, which was part of the scratch art to create images. My message to the kids when I go to schools, it's don't waste your time dropping out. Don't waste your time trying to fit in. Education, it's definitely going to open doors for you, and it's going to make your life a lot easier. Because someday someone's going to pay you for your knowledge. You are the next generation to run this country. Therefore, you are important. You need to stay in school and graduate. I think once you find your calling, everything else falls into place. It's all about the journey, and it's great fun.
So when you come to the Meyerson, it's really an all-inclusive experience.
They can experience an evening full of emotions and beauty. Well, we have some wonderful instruments, and we have fantastic donors. They let our big talents play on these instruments.
I'm very privileged to use the Orchestra Stradivarius. It was built in 1727. It's a great work of art to look at. It's a great work of art that sounds, but I think there's a third dimension where I think in terms of the tone and in terms of viscosity, it produces an extra dimension of color that allows me as a musician to explore areas I just would not be able to explore with a different instrument, and it kind of becomes my voice. Well, there's 600 in existence, but really only about 300 in performance condition, of which most are spoken for. So yeah, it is in fact a very rare instrument and very beautiful.
And the thing is that these instruments, they carry the sound of these instruments. They carry till the last seat in the hall. The richness of these sounds and the richness of being played for hundreds of years adds an extra quality to our orchestra.
No matter how many times I play it, I find different things and different aspects of it I haven't discovered before. So it's kind of an exploration between me and the audience when I play that instrument.
Inside Baylor, Dallas, the sounds of pulsing machines fill the hallways, helping keep patients alive. But inside the hospital's chapel, there's another sound, helping mend spirits. This is Savitra Pankey.
So because of you, Lord.
She's not a patient, but she became a faithful visitor.
And every time, you know, I turn around.
For 6.5 weeks, this grandmother's voice filled the halls of the hospital.
Here I could come, I could show God how I was really feeling. Because in front of my daughter, I tried to keep a happy smiley. Everything's gonna be fine face. Lord is blessing.
It all began about 2 months ago when Savitra's grandson, little Tyson, was born with a blockage in his intestine. He couldn't eat anything, and his doctors told his family the prognosis wasn't good. He would need surgery and could face long-term complications. Savitra struggled to be strong, so she walked downstairs to the hospital's chapel.
I could just pray and pray and cry and pray. And in fact, I really just stretched out on the floor because I really felt that being on my knees was up too high. And so I laid down on the floor and I poured my heart out to my God. How great!
Savitra's words rang so powerful and beautiful, others couldn't help but listen.
And Jesus, I'll never forget how you said. I would just be singing and praying and singing, and then I'd turn around, I was like, whoa, where'd all those people come from? Because the hall would be full.
You couldn't move, you had to take it in, and then just realize that it planted a sense of worship in you too. It was infectious. And there was such a sense of life that she brought to the hospital.
Oh, well, now can't nobody do me like Jesus. Can't nobody.
While Savitra sang downstairs, upstairs, doctors scheduled another surgery for Tyson, when all of a sudden, and for really no particular medical reason, he just started eating, all on his own.
But we took a chance, gave him a bottle, and he just took the bottle, and I'm not sure what happened, how the intestines worked. The milk went down, he stopped having any vomiting.
Whoa.
His rapid turnaround surprised doctors and brought tears of joy to his grandma. She stopped singing now that her grandson is back home and healthy in Tyler. But patients still ask about the woman in the chapel who helped lift their spirits, and perhaps even more.
All right, bye-bye. He's blessing me.
Arzo Dost, CBS 11 News.
Well, I just try to make the best guitar I can possibly make. But then I found electrics, and I started making those, and I was like, these are cool. You can do all kinds of neat stuff, and you can be a lot more innovative with the electric guitars. Suddenly one day I was just going like, I want a dragon on a guitar, and there wasn't anything like that I knew of, so I decided I would build one, and it's just like addictive. As soon as I did it, I was like, this is cool. I custom make everything. I make my own metal parts, every bit of them, the stop tills, the screws, the tremolos, all of that. This is what sets the angle towards the bridge. So it's kicked back, but that makes the strings stay exactly the same height along the fretboard, so it plays really awesome that way. It's not real often that the guys that get my guitars, I even actually get to meet them because they go all over the world. And then it's real cool to see them when, see guys playing them at gigs, because you're like, wow, I can really see, how they sound.
It's the start of spring. It's the beginning of something new.
It's just something that everybody really needs to see, but also respect them too.
Usually earlier than anywhere else, there are a lot of bluebonnets on Academy Hill, where Baylor University started. We have wonderful bluebonnets of all kinds. There are primroses and Indian paintbrushes and baby blue eyes and all kinds of wonderful wildflowers, but somehow there's a romance about bluebonnets that there isn't about so many of the other wildflowers. You need to be here in the spring because as far as you can see, it's like one giant flower garden.
Everybody knows when spring is here, when the bluebonnets come into bloom.
It's beautiful. It's something that you only get to see a short period of time, once a year.
Uniquely Texas. It's very Texas. I love it.
What we're trying to do is save all the materials that we possibly can out of a residential home. Normally, a bulldozer would come in and in 2 to 3 days, everything would be taken to the landfill. And what we're attempting to do is save at least 80% of the material per weight.
This is the kind of thing with the trim, we'll save it.
We're going to be able to save the bulk of the 2x framing that's inside.
Pop it. There he goes.
The wood floors, interior doors, cabinets, light fixtures, plumbing fixtures.
That's it.
Everything that we could take out of from the inside of the house to this point.
Even the foundation's going to come out, the concrete, they'll grind it up and use it for road bed. So nobody loses here.
We will go ahead and clean the brick, save it. You can save all the labor and all the energy that went into building the doors and the windows and everything else by reusing it.
There we go. There, it's coming up now.
Everybody gets to raise their quality of living by conserving what is already made.
This is economically and ecology-wise, it is probably the best way you can do things.
Bad guys, drug deals gone bad. It's all too much for local cops in Hogan's Alley. Busts go down on any given day in this small community. So it looks for help from the FBI. And to the rescue the government sends its rookies.
Show your hands out the passenger side window.
We teach safety. If they're not safe, then they're not ready to leave here.
Okay, go. Just another day in Hogan's Alley is really just another day at the FBI Academy in Quantico, Virginia. Terrorism and post-9/11 threats have changed the way the FBI trains cadets.
Driver! We've altered our training to accomplish a number of goals, primarily to shift our focus of the FBI on counterterrorism, counterintelligence. From the day they get here, the new agent is essentially investigating a case.
A case coming to a close beneath the hotel windows and down the street from a small bank and the post office that make up this mock village.
Occupants of the van, show yourself.
It's where FBI rookies make the most of a bad situation.
Slowly, put your hands up.
Is today's suspect this jogger?
Subject approaching on foot, jogging.
Or someone else?
Fire.
No details are too small or insignificant when you're training future federal agents, honing their skills of investigation, observation, and defense.
They're scientists, they're lawyers, they're accountants. They don't have the background here, so it's easier for us to show them.
Take this negative.
The trainees do come from all walks of life. After September 11th, the call went out for more agents, and America responded.
You're going to make a difference. You're going to help. You're going to, lock bad guys up.
This might sound corny, but if you ask anybody around here, most of us will just say that we're here because we want to serve our country mostly, and that's it.
Go for the green and smooth with the wheel.
Trained to thwart everything from drug deals to terrorism. Scenarios done over and over until they get it right in Hogan's Alley.
And wouldn't you rather have these agents making mistakes here rather than in your hometown?
Good morning, how are you?
I think that this is a great experience. I think that music is the universal language.
Are you ready to rock today? Yeah. Woo!
You guys know what song you're playing? That's right. Who's that by? The Ramones? Yes. Yeah. You start working with the kids and you realize that's one of the great things about music and rock and roll.
Hey, I need this a little more up.
Yeah.
It's not plugged in, dude.
It's universal, and these kids, they get it. Did you bring your lyrics today?
No, I already memorized it.
You've already memorized it. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
They're just sponges. They soak everything up, and then suddenly, kaboom! There it is. And you know they're keeping time well, and they're able to match pitch and do all this stuff that you had no idea that they were even learning.
Let's go! Hey! Oh! Let's go! Hey! Oh! Let's go! Hey! Oh! Let's go!
My name's Colin, and I play the guitar. My name is Austin, and I play drum. I'm Roja, and I'm the singer. I'm Tristan, and I play electric guitar.
When you start, showing them Led Zeppelin or the Ramones, or start getting them playing some instruments, even if it's not exactly perfect. It's just so exciting for them to be a part of, and they get that sense of being part of something bigger than just them.
These kids get so pumped up, and so they're so stoked on being here and being able to play their instruments and just have fun and joke around some, but really get serious at other times, and really get into the music.
Let's go!
25, 5.5.
They can't keep their eyes off of it. More than 1,000 pounds of beef ready for sale and slaughter.
It's been good all year, but it's been exceptionally good the last 5, 6 weeks.
Fridays have been busy for John Brown's livestock auction in Luling, Texas, made better by a demand for T-bones and tip steaks.
That really improves price when the supply is less than the demand. Right now, it's great. It's good for everybody in the cattle business.
What's pushing prices up? The threat of mad cow disease has Canada's cattle stopped at the border. Years of droughts and floods have left American ranchers with fewer cows in their herds. And America is eating more beef. While the cattle are lowing, the ranchers and cattlemen are shouting. Many have been operating at a loss for a long time, eager for a turnaround.
Rural Texas and rural America benefits because when you put some dollars in these folks' pockets, they're going to invest it into the local community, whether that's buying a new pickup truck or a piece of farm equipment or what have you.
And what they have here is everything from the rump roast to the tenderloin, going for nearly 25 cents a pound more. A price that's passed on from the auction block to the butcher shop to you.
It's a great experience. It's like an all-other camp. You get to meet people not only verbally but by music. You come in and walk in and it's like everyone's playing an instrument.
Let me hear just violins. 1, 2, 3. Ba bum ba bum ba 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 ba. That's a little bit. It really excites me. La luna, las estrellas y la noche. When I come here and when I see these young musicians, have such a respect and a love for the music. Okay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start cleaning up stuff that you guys have the notes. So right now it's just interpretation. Mariachi isn't an easy style of music to play. It has its own personality. It takes a lot of control of your instrument to be able to shift to that kind of genre.
It connects me to my heritage.
Having respect, for their music, their mothers, their grandmothers' music. Otra vez? It's beautiful, and it gives them a sense of identity, a sense of pride.
It's a lot more powerful when a lot more people are playing with you. It brings more emotion, which is really cool.
The love and passion that I have for it, and I hope to pass it down to them, and also to let them know, that everything is possible through education.